So in the last lecture we managed to compile our SAS and minify it and load it in our theme. We still have some stuff to deal with before finalizing the styles task. If we inspect the element here in the theme and go to the body tag where we added some styles, I'm not sure if you can see. I'm gonna zoom in a little. So as you can see, it says that the background color, I don't know, pink, it comes from the bundle.css, which is true, but it can be misleading. It would be much better if the file here is the actual SAS file that we wrote this bit of CSS in. It would be much better during development. And to do that, we'll use source maps. Source maps will map your original files with the compiled or minified SAS files. And this way the browser will understand which original file this comes from. So let's Google Gulp source maps. And let's install it and use it. So I'm gonna copy its name just to type NPM install and then paste, and then let's just save -dev. Now it's installed, so let's use it. So in the Gulp file I'm gonna import it. So import source maps from Gulp source maps. And then to use it, it has to be okay. So let's go to the documentation. First we type, I'm gonna zoom in a little, we type pipe source maps.init, and then we add some plugins like the SAS and the minification plugins, and then after that we add source maps .write. And as mentioned here, all the plugins between the init and the write should be supported, should have support for Gulp source maps. So here is the list for all the supported plugins. And if you scroll, we'll find the clean CSS and the SAS plugin supported. So it's safe to use the source maps plugin. So let's do it. So let's pipe before the SAS pipe. And we also have to use Gulp if, because source maps we will only use them during development. We don't have to do it in production. So Gulp if not production this time. And the second argument will be source maps .init. Alright. And after the clean CSS, we'll do the other pipe. And also Gulp if not production, we will do the source maps .write. So this should work now. I know you don't trust me now when I say this should work, but let's try it out. Yeah, I forgot to run the Gulp styles task again. So run it and then go back to the folder and open the bundle.css file, and then we have the source map here. So let's see in the browser, and if it's not working, sometimes you just need to clear the cache. So yeah, as you can see here, we have the file, the original file, SAS file, that this style is included in. So that's great. So another improvement we can do, let's say you want to compile multiple files, not just bundle.scss. You can actually, instead of passing a string here, you can pass an array. So let's say you want to create a styles for the admin, the WP admin pod, and create a new file and call it admin.css. And let's do the same thing. And it's my favorite color. And let's run the styles. And nothing happens, of course, because I haven't added the the admin file. So in the array we add another file, the admin.css. It should work this time. So in the CSS we have admin and we have bundle. So let's actually see how to load an admin, a style sheet for the admin pod and not for the actual theme front end. So let's go back to the enqueue assets. And we do pretty much the same thing. I can actually copy and paste this function. And then instead of assets, I'm gonna call it admin assets. And change the handle here to admin style sheets. And then the file name admin.css. And the action here will be called admin enqueue scripts. So let's see if this is working. So I'm gonna go to the WP admin part of the website and admin. So as you can see, the style is loaded, and trust me, this is the admin.css style, not the other one. So let's just try to refactor a little bit our Gulp file. Where is it? Yeah. So let's create a new object called path, and then a key of styles, and then inside it let's add the source, which is this one. So I'm gonna cut it, and the destination, which is this one. So we're gonna have just an object to have all the paths in. In the future we'll have a lot of them. So instead of just putting them in the task, we're gonna have them in the separate object. Much cleaner, but you know, this is just optional. And so now we just have to add the path here from the object. So path dot styles dot source and path dot style dot destination. Let's make sure we haven't done anything wrong, and it's working. So notice we still have the wrong asset folder here, and don't worry, we're gonna deal with it later. So finally, you probably noticed that whenever we change the SAS files, we have to run the task in the command line or the terminal, and that doesn't make any sense. We need this task to run whenever we save the file, whenever we change the SAS files. So Gulp has this feature. It's called watch. So I'm gonna create a new task now. Export const. I'm gonna call the task watch, and then I'm gonna call a function called gulp.watch, and the first argument is the path to the files that we want to detect that it has changed. So in our case we need to source assets and sorry, SCSS, and then we type 2 asterisks and then 1 asterisk and then .scss. And what that means is any .scss files file or subfile inside the SCSS directory detect when it's changed. And second argument is the task to run when the file is changed. So in our case, it's styles. So let's run the watch task now. Let's run gulp watch, and starting watch, and it's watching actually. So let's try and get this thing here, and let's change the bundle.css file. And in case you didn't notice, when we changed it, it started the styles task and finished. So I think that's enough for the styles for now. Let's move on to the next task.